Yeah.
Alright, so do you think that ice cream involves hurting animals?
Ice cream involves hurting animals?
Yeah.
Ice cream like
Like-
involves dairy that.
Like, do you
has
think
dairy
it could
in it.
involve hurting animals? Is the question.
Not really, because the cow milk, I know like them have to kill the cow to get the ice cream.
Really? So the thing is that, see, in order to make milk, you need a pregnant cow. So what they do is they take the semen from the bull and then they pump it out of it.
Yeah.
You know where that comes from?
Yeah, the cow has to be pregnant for it to make milk, like any human woman. Like a human has to be pregnant to make milk.
And they get that by sticking something in the bull's anus.
Yeah, they're hurting them
Yeah,
definitely.
it's extremely painful. But then that causes them to ejaculate, and then they collect it in a large tube,
Yeah,
and then they pump it
into the female,
into the female.
and that's how they get them pregnant.
You get
Basically,
them pregnant. Yeah.
did you know that? No. Okay. What do you think would happen if they had a boy? If the baby was a boy? The baby that's born from that. If the baby was a boy, what do you think would happen?
See, a boy cannot.
He can't
grow
make
into-
milk. He can't.
into a female,
Probably
so, yeah.
kill it and turn it meat.
Yeah,
exactly.
So they turn it into veal.
So
Veal, the young cow.
the young
So
cow.
they take them into a dark room, and they pretty much hold down its leg so it can't run around. Because then when it does that, it will lose weight and it will
Yeah.
gain muscle.
Yeah.
But what they want is for it to have more fat than muscle.
So they
Hold down the neck.
hold down the leg
Machines and stuff hold down the leg.
like a rope or a tie, and they hold it down so it can't move. Yeah.
Never know that.
Did you know that that's what has to happen to make ice cream, cheese, milk?
What?
Yeah.
They have to, basically doing that, when they hold down the cow, after a few weeks, it's only a few weeks old, then they'll kill it and sell it to people as veal. So it's only a baby, a little baby cow. And that happens in all standard dairy, basically. Yeah.
So far you've already raped the cow
Yeah.
to make the baby.
To make the baby.
And then
you
take
kill
it
the
away.
baby if it's a boy.
And the cow doesn't like when you take away its baby.
Yeah.
Because it's just like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
How do you think you would feel if you were that cow and that was happening to you?
They can't take my dad, someone just get mad.
They do get mad. They call out for their babies for days, weeks. They cry for them.
Exactly.
That's why we're offering people free dairy-free ice cream. So this ice
yeah, we
cream,
got it from the supermarket over there.
yeah. So this one doesn't have anything from a cow. It's all made from plants like coconut milk, soy milk. So any of those other milks, those are an option over the dairy option. Do you think you would be interested in trying those other milks?
Yes.
Would you like a card? Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
Come see them place, one.
So would you like an ice cream? There's two, so you can pick the one.
And this is a make from?
This is made from soy milk. Soy milk or coconut milk? This one's coconut. So you can pick which one you like, coconut or vanilla. Coconut. This one. So there you go. Get free ice cream. Learn a little bit about the industry.
They have to hold on the cow.
They have to hold down the cow, and they have to steal the baby away. Even
Yeah,
if it's a
and
girl.
they don't feed the baby with milk either, you know. They give it a formula like
replacements.
a replacement. Yeah.
But it's not just the cows they do it to. All of the animals that we use, they torture all of them. Just in different ways. So
And then if it's a female calf, it goes through the same process that the other calf.
basically,
Yeah.
Get milk and get her
you
impregnated.
can imagine that is what your money goes towards. And people, they don't tell you this for a reason because they don't want you to know. Just like how I asked in the beginning where the cow's milk comes from. You didn't know that the cow had to be pregnant to be milked. That's something they deliberately don't tell you, because then the question becomes, what happens to the baby? You know? So,
Some
yeah,
similar happens with eggs too.
same thing
have the chickens, they basically breed them so that they make far more eggs than they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then they
And
don't
then-
hatch them.
So what happens is that a lot of the time, the eggs that form inside the female chicken, it actually
gets stuck?
fills with eggs. Like there are multiple eggs inside the chicken that can't hatch.
So then
So
something interesting about the chickens when they lay eggs. How many do you think they would lay normally in nature if we weren't involved? Like how many eggs a year do you think they would
A
have?
year or a day.
A year?
Normally,
Yeah, normally.
maybe for the day, normally maybe them lay like 5, 6, maybe for the day. So you multiply that
Yeah.
for the year.
Well, in nature, they would actually lay an egg per month, like a woman's period.
1 egg.
One egg per month. So they would lay about 12 to 15 eggs in nature. But you know how many we force them to lay because of genetic engineering and modification? We force them to lay about an egg a day. So it would be like the equivalent of having your period every day of the year. And that's how we get eggs.
Knowledge of power.
It is.
But if we Google these stuff, we will see
It's
it.
all on the card. If you look at the first one, the best speech you'll ever hear, they talk about that. The minion shows it to you. The minion shows you everything that happens to all of the animals. So if you look at that one, you definitely know all the information then. What the health is, the health aspect. How does plant-based products affect our health versus meat-based products?
Actually good
Yeah.
for milk.
So just check out those documentaries. They're really good. What do you think it would be good to put suffering in your body?
You will love
Like-
milk, so now you have to think about it.
think about what the animal had to go through before it was killed, like the process, the life, you know, all of that you put into you when you eat it. So if the chicken went through immense suffering, you're putting that suffering, basically you're ingesting suffering, you're putting suffering in you. Do you think eating suffering is healthy?
Because the most stress to go through the process there.
Exactly.
So,
If you don't think it would be healthy, just imagine what it does when you put suffering in your body, because they don't tell you this for a reason.
it's just
You,
like
you wouldn't
slavery
know.
when
Yeah.
they use them to make sugar.
Yeah, it's like a form of slavery. The animals are the slaves in this situation. They can't escape. They are held against their will.
Yeah.
They're being forced to do things. Yeah,
so they need to go back to the wild and live them life instead of in captivity.
yeah. It's
Yeah, the zoo is ethical. Right?
the
You
zoo.
just lock them up. A lion
To make money,
lion
it's supposed to be free.
is
Exactly.
used to being in a large open space.
So
Put them in a small cage.
yeah,
It's like locking us up in our room.
yeah, like being in quarantine. Being in the quarantine. Here's another interesting one. Do you guys know why we're having a pandemic? You know why?
I just think they make this disease, that's my opinion though.
Yeah.
I think they make it just like reduce population.
Yeah. Do you want to know where they say it comes from?
And is a bat? I think
It's in bats, wild animals, eating them, getting their diseases. So you could kind of say the pandemic started because we eat animals. It could have been any animal. It could have been a chicken. It could have been a cow.
Same thing with H1N1.
Yeah, like swine flu from pigs, mad cow disease is from cows, bird flu. These are all the animals we eat. We can get sick from them too. They don't
By the
want
way, did you know that the cold came from horses?
the common.
Horse. Yeah, the cold came from horses.
like a flu with it.
The common cold.
Yeah.
You ever get a cold?
Yeah.
It came from horse.
So it's like how we use them, how we interact with them, what we use them for, stuff like that. In the animals we eat especially, they're in conditions that are vile. They're in conditions that nobody would ever want to be in. And then they clean them up, pack it, make them look fat and nice and sell them to people. When in reality, if people saw what that animal went through, they would never want to eat that. They would never want to touch it. If you watch that film Dominion, it would be one of the hardest films you would ever watch in your life, but it would show you the truth, the straight, pure, honest truth of what all of the animals we eat have to go through. If you can watch that, if you would definitely cry. I could assure you, you would most likely cry at that one. But
She don't really like meat, you know, so yeah.
and I haven't ate meat in 4 years. 4 years now. I'm completely healthy. I don't eat any animal products. Eat a lot of rice, a lot of beans, a lot of potatoes, a lot of vegetables, spaghetti. I eat a whole bunch of food. I eat island grill. Yeah.
Eat fish?
No fish. No fish.
Eat island, but you eat fish, that's it.
Yeah. I'd say like a fish isn't a vegetable. A fish can feel pain. A fish is alive, you know? So if it can feel pain, if it would rather avoid pain, if it has eyes, ears, a nose, a mouth, I don't want to eat it. I don't want to trouble it because I don't want to inflict suffering on another being when I don't have to. Because I don't have to. I'm living perfectly fine without it. So I'm just spreading some awareness, you know? Let some people know something they didn't. Yeah, definitely. So definitely have a look into it because some crazy information out there. They're definitely hiding a lot. They're hiding a lot. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for this conversation. You too. Thank you guys.